Hello friends, welcome to Tech SK Studio. If you not subscribe my channel, please subscribe it for notification of my new videos.
When opening it, a startup window opens used to fast open one of your latest Premiere Pro projects under Recent. On the left, you can start with a new project by going to New Project, or open an existing one by going to Open Project. We won't see in this beginner tutorial the team projects that are used in a team environment. To see all the fundamentals for Premiere Pro, let's start with a new project. Through the following dialog box, fix all the major settings for your project, such as its name, location, and the display format for the timeline and the audio files imported. Then just go to OK below. At this point, the Premiere Pro workspace opens. This changes depending on the selected tab above. For example, Assembly is used to add and import your media easier, Effects to regulate and add effects inside your project, and Audio to edit your audio waveforms carefully. We will see the default one called Editing for simplicity. This workspace shows a big video preview on the right, several important panels for various features on the left, and more below, the main project timeline where you create your custom video. Before starting, let's understand the basic structure of a Premiere Pro project. Each project is composed by one or multiple sequences, which can be seen as independent versions of your project on the timeline. And each single sequence contains several clips, which are all the pictures, videos, and text imported and used to create your own video. In this basic tutorial, let's just consider a single sequence. When starting with a new project, use Ctrl and N to create a new sequence in order to open the main timeline on your workspace. Choose a Ready Sequence preset, or go to Settings to customize the format under Editing mode. The frame rate under Time Base, the audio sampling under Sample Rate, and the basic video preview resolution under Width and Height inside Video Previews. More below, rename your sequence under Sequence Name and go to OK to apply. The first thing to do to start editing is to import all the media to be used, such as videos, images, or sound files. You can simply drag and drop them on your timeline directly from your computer folder or from the Media Browser panel on the left. All your files imported are shown as colored blocks called clips. Image and title clips are in pink color. Video frames and sound in blue color, and sound-only clips in green color. All visible clips are collected inside video tracks, as the V letters suggest on the left, and all sound clips inside audio tracks under an A letter. In case you see that the visible clips imported do not match your project size, just right-click on it and go to Scale to Frame Size. You can check your timeline content carefully by using your mouse wheel to move in time. If you do so while holding Alt down, you will also zoom in and out. Also, if you click and pull up or down each row, you can regulate the size of the preview on the clips. Audio clips show their sound waveform, 2 for stereo channels, whereas picture and video clips show useful thumbnails. To check all of them in time, you can right-click on the sequence name and go to Continuous Video Thumbnails. All the clips imported and all the related sequences created are listed inside the project panel on the right. This is used to quickly open and preview each of your clips used. If you double-click on a clip, this will be shown above inside the source panel. Through its player, you can directly play back your clip by also choosing between video frames or video sound if you are checking a video. You can also regulate the preview quality by clicking on the button on the right or save any snapshot with Export Frame on the frame shown at the moment. There is another player on your workspace, which is the Program panel. With respect to the source one, this is related to your whole project content instead of a single clip selected. In particular, this shows your video project content that is right under the blue playhead placed on the timeline. In this way, you can play back your whole project by using the player above, or check it frame by frame by clicking and dragging the blue playhead. Let's now see how to edit your project. We will use the basic selection tool for the following tips. Select a clip by clicking on it. This will be colored in gray. Then you can move the clip in time by clicking and dragging it on the same track or in another track. If you move videos that have sound, you will move both frames and sound together. If you want to make these independent, just right-click on the video clip and go to Unlink. To stretch or shorten a clip in duration, approach its edges until your pointer changes. Then, just click and drag from it. You can stretch titles and pictures without problems, but for clips that have a fixed duration, such as videos and sound files, you can't stretch over how much they last. To cut, copy, or paste a selected clip, just use Ctrl and X, Ctrl and C, or Ctrl and V. You can delete a selected clip fast by cutting it. Whereas when you paste a clip, this will be placed where the blue playhead is, so make sure not to have it on another clip, or you will find it cut after the paste action. You can also regulate the playback speed of each clip. If you enable the Rate Stretch tool and stretch or shorten the clips from their edges, you will be able to regulate the clip's duration by changing the playback speed instead of cutting their content. For example, if the percentage is over 100%, it means a higher playback speed with respect to the original one, and so the clip duration will also be shorter. To split a clip in multiple pieces, enable the Razor tool and click on the clip. In case you make mistakes with any action, use Ctrl and Z to undo your latest one. If this is not enough, you can also use the History panel that lists all your past actions done and eventually undo or redo some. You can also select multiple clips in order to move them all together. With the Selection tool enabled, click and drag on the timeline to create a selection area that selects all the clips within it. Then just move. Click elsewhere to deselect all. The tracks inside your timeline are very important since they help you at managing complex projects. Let's see the basic features for them. You can add or delete tracks by right-clicking on a vacant space. Inside the video tracks, you have the Lock and the Output feature. The Lock allows you to lock a track in order to block any possible modification of its content. So you won't be able to move, stretch, or correct its clips until you unlock the track. The Track Output feature under an eye icon allows you to disable or enable a track content. A track disabled hides all its content out from the main preview so that nothing will be visible. Inside audio tracks, you still have the Lock button, but also the Mute button to disable the whole audio track content, and the Solo button used to play the interested audio track only. Also, you can check the whole project volume through the decibel meter on the right. Just make sure this never gets in the red color. Otherwise, you can regulate the overall volume through the decibel value at the bottom. Also, the track order is important. If two visible clips do overlap, the preview always shows first the clip on the highest track in position above the clip inside a track lower in position. You can also add text and titles by going to the Title tab and then to New Title. Accept with OK, and a new dialog box opens in order to fully edit your title as you like. This has a big preview on the center, which is exactly what the main project preview is showing. At this point, just click inside and type in. Right above, fix the font style, size, family, and other character properties. Even more, if you hold Control down on your title, you can click and drag to move it, or use its nodes to directly scale and rotate it. Once you close the dialog box, this title is saved and listed inside the Project panel, from which you can import your title inside your timeline. Moreover, you have the possibility to add amazing effects and transitions on both your audio and video clips. Video and audio effects are special changes applied to clips to make them cooler. By default, all clips have several effects applied, such as motion, opacity, and time remapping for visible clips, volume, channel volume, and panner for sound clips. You can check and edit all the effects related to each selected clip by opening the Effects Controls panel. You can add other special effects by opening the Effects panel. That shows the full list of video and audio effects available. Just pick one and drop it on the interested clip on the timeline. Clips with extra effects applied will have the FX icon enabled with a violet color. There are also the transitions. These are special effects used to make a clip appear or disappear, video transitions, or to mute and unmute it, audio transitions. To add one, it is sufficient to drag and drop a transition on the clip as much as close as possible to its edges from the Effects panel. Then, regulate its time duration by double-clicking on it, and customize the transition by selecting it on the timeline and using the Effect Controls panel. Let's see how to save your work. To save your Premiere Pro project, just go to File and then to Save As. This saves everything related on your project, such as sequence structure, modifications, effects, and so on. Whereas to obtain your final video, you have to render it first. Go to File, Export, and then to Media. This will render all the content inside the open sequence on the timeline. The Export Settings window is divided into two parts. On the right, adjust all settings for your final video, such as its file format under Format, the file name and location by clicking on Output Name, and all the main audio settings under the Audio tab below. Moreover, if you choose H.264 or MP4 format, you can also customize the video resolution and frame rate under Basic Video Settings under the Video tab. By default, these are matched with clips used inside your project, but you can uncheck them to choose your own. On the other side, on the left, under Source, you can crop the video to cut parts of it that you don't want to render outside. Just enable the Crop tool and use the nodes that appear. This can actually change the aspect ratio of your final video. For this reason, it is useful to match the source in this case. More below, you can move the triangular markers to choose the part of the video to render. Only the highlighted part in blue color will be rendered. When all is correct, just click on Export to obtain your final video.
Thanks for watching my video. If you like it, then please like, share and subscribe my channel by clicking the red subscribe button.